Hi guys, welcome back with another 2022 Olympia qualifier show, Prague Pro 2021, and let's dive into its complete lineup result. So Khalid Al Kazim came all the way from Kuwait. He turned pro recently this year, and in the event he has taken last place. He definitely brought impressive size to the stage, but the details were missing, especially from back, and also his quads do not match to his massive upper frame. From Brazil, James Bondai does not have the quality muscles to place higher, although he presented more details, but he's ended up taking 13th place in Prague Pro 2021. 12th place finisher Slavoj Batnar was competing in his home country, Czech Republic, and certainly he has presented better and more balanced physique compared to James and Khalid. It was his second show of this year for 44 years old Marek Olejniczak from Poland. We have seen him taking 10th place in Arnold Classic UK. But this time he looks flat, especially his chest is downsized, and he's finished taking 11th place. Kevin Gebhardt has his third consecutive show this year under the supervision of coach Milos Archev, and I think looks better compared to his previous performance in KO Squad show and Yamamoto Pro show, but he had to settle for 10th place only. Rising star from Czech Republic Pavel Beron had the chance to compete in his home country after 2018 Prague Pro debut. He's very tall, he has impressive structure with a relatively narrow waist. This time his conditioning was still impressive, but to me he looks slightly flat compared to his Europa Pro version where he had much fuller look with more shredded physique. He's just 28 years old and he has a lot of potential, and hopefully he improves his weak areas to look more complete for his upcoming shows. Jesus Martin from Mexico does not have the impressive structure like 9th place finisher, but he was definitely more shredded compared to Pavel, which gave him advantage beating him and earning 8th place in the contest. But personally I had Pavel over Jesus. Amir Omaragic has made a magnificent pro debut. He's just 22 years old and his performance in his first professional show is mind-blowing, just incredible. Undeniably, he had one of the most impressive physique on Prague Pro stage this weekend. His symmetry, balance, shape, condition, everything was very impressive, especially at this age. Personally, I'm very impressed with his phenomenal back development. He's working with coach Chris Aceto and hopefully we will see him making more improvements in future. Jan Turek has managed to take 6th place, which is by far his best performance in IFBB Pro League after transitioning from IFBB Elite Pro. In comparison with 7th place finisher Omaragic, according to me, Jan has better structure, shape and flow in front shorts, but from back he could not bring the same conditioning, especially in glutes and hamstrings area, where Amir had advantage over Czech athlete Jan Turek. Okay, so this time Rolly was big and surely the biggest contestant in the whole lineup. Condition wise, he has made significant improvements since Yamamoto Pro. His midsection is comparatively better, which improved his V-taper as well, but his hamstrings and glutes are still very soft. And I noticed he was very disappointed. Obviously, it's not easy to see the downfall when you used to be the front runner of the shows. Selfishly, I want to see him bringing his 2018 Olympia version one more time, but I think Rolly's body needs rest. He was not used to competing consistently in show after show for a couple of years, and he's 44 years old. So now after Sean Rodin, I honestly think Rolly should retire, not because he's done. I believe he definitely still has the potential, but for health concerns, I want him to retire and give rest to his body and enjoy other journeys of life. Surely there is a life after bodybuilding. Nathan Diasha brought again the dial-in physique for winning his 4th consecutive and 10th overall show, but he has been awarded with 4th place, which his fans believed he deserved at least 2nd place. And undeniably the competition was very tough between the top 4 contenders, but still personally I see him higher than 4th place, and in my standpoint he was beating Regan Grimes. So Regan has arrived at 3rd place. I think he was much sharper and fuller last week in KO Squad Pro. And in this show, Prague Pro, he looks slightly off in conditioning standpoint, which hampered him winning the show. Otherwise, he already defeated Samson, and certainly he was sharper in back shots compared to Samson and Rafael Brandao. Many people were criticizing that Rafael was still small and did not make any improvements in his return to the stage after a year, which I believe is not really true. Last year we saw him competing in October in Olympia Pro, and in the comparison with old version of Rafael, he has definitely made significant improvements. He has brought more separation and details on his legs, and his arms look bigger while he keeps managed to have relatively very small midsection. In back shots, his improvements are more prominent. We can see more density, thickness, and wider lats development. Also, his hamstrings are improved comparatively, so I think it's appreciable improvement, as he does not want to ruin his aesthetics for becoming a mass monster, although he still needs size for performing better in shows. But I believe he's not going to compromise with quality of muscles for chasing the quantity. So finally, Samson Dauda won his first ever professional show, and we are going to see him stepping on Olympia stage next year very first time. I think he brought the most aesthetic physique while he managed to bring the size and the conditioning for winning the show, and he well deserved to be at Olympia stage. We saw him last year going through some serious hurdles for Olympia qualification.
10-hour flight to South Korea, got to the airport, taking on the bus straight into the hotel for quarantine. Now, the hotel in South Korea is basically this. You're in a room for the whole 14 days. You're not allowed to leave that room for 14 days.
And this year he was 3 times runner-up, but eventually he did not give up and conquered the entire lineup of this show. And I'm very happy for him for taking first place, although as a fan of Rafael, I wanted him to win, but being unbiased, I believe Samson was invincible this time. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates.